Hey everyone, it's Aislinn here. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. So this is going to be a February TBR video because I don't know where January went at all. I think I even finished like one book in January. I started a bunch, but I did not finish very many at all. So yeah, February is definitely catch-up month for me. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. This is a really big pile, so let's just get going. First book that I would like to finish, because I don't have very long left in it, I think I'm about 80% of the way through the audiobook right now, is A Throne of Feathers and Bone. This is book 2 of the Honey and Ice trilogy, book 1 being A Court of Honey and Ash. And I really enjoyed this one. This is a fae fantasy by Shannon Mayer and Kelly St. Clair. For the ones that are digital, I'm going to post pictures up. But yeah, and I really enjoyed book 1, and I cannot wait to have book 2 finished because it's definitely picking up. It's not suffering from book 2 issues at all. It's very much, it's actually probably almost better than book 1, so I'm really excited to get that one done. Probably in the next day or two. Like I said, it's only about 80% done. I have like 20% left, what I'm trying to say. And then for other digital books, I have They Came from the Ocean by Boris Bakic. This is a horror novel that has to do with thalassophobia. I am 57% of the way through according to my Kindle, and it was very up to this point slow burn. Not really all that creepy, but it's hit the creep factor now, and I really want to finish it, but I'm also terrified. I'm also terrified. And then yeah. And then I want to finish Silk and Steel by Ariana Nash. I'm 45% of the way through this. This is a fantasy that has to do with a war between elves and dragons. And last year I read Ariana Nash's The Last Masquerade. It was absolutely phenomenal. I'm finding I'm really loving the writing style that this author puts out. So Silk and Steel has been another book that I've just really loved. I just couldn't finish it before the end of the month because I started it rather late in the month. And then for my Kindle, the last one I'd like to finish is Den of Vipers by K.A. Knight. I'm 52% of the way through this book, and it's been a very slow read, because while it's very good, it is a dark mafia romance, and just all the trigger warnings. Just, if you can think of it, it's probably in here. If you want to pick it up, I'm not going to discourage you. I'm just going to tell you, go look at the trigger warnings, because there's just way too much to unpack there. Yeah, so, and then the only physical book I picked up in January that I would like to finish, and I'm not very far into this one, I'm only about 100 pages in, and that is A Taste of Iron and Gold by Alexandra Rowland. This is a very heavy, political driven fantasy. That's why it's been a slow read for me. There's not a whole lot of action going on. In fact, there's not a whole lot of anything going on, except for a lot of talking and a lot of politics. And I enjoy books that have to do with like shadow games, like, you know, court intrigues and that. So I have really enjoyed reading it, but I am finding it a bit of a drier read, hence why I'm struggling a bit. But I will finish it because I am intrigued enough to finish it, and I want to do that this month. Okay, and then I'm just gonna jump into the pile of other books that I have here, because as I mentioned, February is a catch-up month for me. Along the romance vein, I am picking up book 1 of The Four Horsemen by Laura Thalassa, called Pestilence. This is a dystopian, like end of the world sort of paranormal romance. about the Four Horsemen. There's 4 of these books, but they are all standalone. I believe you can read them in any order, and I'm just going to start with book 1 because I have all 4, and that's the first one on the pile. Then, because I loved Trial of the Sun Queen so much last month, last month or November? I've lost track of time. It might have been November, but I'm going to pick up book 2, which is Rule of the Aurora King, and this is by Misha J. Tooley. I believe there is a 3rd one that is either coming out soon or is already out. I'm going to have to go look up that release date, because I'm probably going to want to read it fairly quickly too. But yeah, so this is book 2. I don't want to get too much into this, but this is Fae Courts and a lot of political intrigue with some romances so going on. Okay, and then finally I'm gonna make myself pick up books 2 and 3 of the Raven's Mark trilogy. I read Blackwing, I believe it was back in 2022, might have been 2021, and I keep telling myself I'm going to pick these up, and I just don't, so I'm going to now. That is Ravencry and Crowfall, and these are by Ed McDonald. And as far as series go, these ones I just picked up today, but it sounds so intriguing and I want to get into it right away. They are the books 1 and 2 of the, I think it's pronounced Aiden Saga or Aiden Saga, whatever that word is, if you can see it on my camera. Probably not. Come on, focus on my finger. I don't know if it focused. I can't tell on my little camera screen. But anyway, this is The Lost War and The Bitter Crown, and this has to do with basically demons are overrunning the land, and the king's magician is tasked with going out and finding a crew to investigate and deal with the threat. And this is by Justin Lee Anderson, and it just sounds really, really good and something that I want to get into right away. So I will be. In fact, I might even be starting that this weekend. I have to make a decision still on my TV on what I'm going to read this weekend, but I think I'll probably pick those up. And then finally, duology, YA duology, because I'm trying to get through a bunch of YA on my shelves and get them off my shelves. And that is The Other Side of the Sky by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner, and its sequel, Beyond the End of the World. And I hope to have those finished sometime this month. So that is probably a way, way overly ambitious February TBR, but yeah, that's the plan. It's what I've got planned. So anyway, it is super late at night. I'm going to bed, and I will see you guys in the next video, which will hopefully be a readathon vlog, because I am hoping to get a readathon in this month. I might even do it this weekend if I can work it out, but if not, it will be within the next week or two, because I'd like to do it fairly soon. Yeah, so that's the plan. I'm not going to sit here and ramble, even though I can, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!